conservative, run the ball here on third down. Here's Richardson. He takes it in for his first NFL touchdown. And Pittman takes it inside the 20, the 10, towards the end zone. Touchdown on 2nd and 28. The Colts capitalize. Richardson to Pittman, 39 yards.
Good evening, everyone. How are you all doing?
I like that background pic, bro.
That's a quality background, man. That is awesome.
It sucks that you're covering up his face.
I know. I gotta move over. Here we go. Here we go.
How those brooms taste?
It's gonna be all right, Will. Just go ahead and get used to it.
Hey.
Every year.
You guys want to know what mayonnaise and coffee tastes like? That or
It
tastes
looks like that right there.
It looks like that face, dog. That's
Yeah.
pure disappointment.
Yeah, bro. I had to go into our group chat to find it because I Googled it and it was nowhere. And I was like, damn it, I need that one.
That's hilarious, bro.
Yo, yeah. Hey, so happy Saturday night. We just made it back. We actually last second went to a parade in the town next over to us. So
Nice.
I figured I'm gonna have this background on for the beginning while we talk about how the Tennessee Titans are trash.
I like
That
it.
sounds like fun.
I like it.
Absolute trash.
I mean, we talk about it every week, but what's one more week? Especially when we
Absolute
got that
trash.
sleep, baby.
Whew. How's everybody doing tonight?
Good, man.
I'm good, man.
I'm over here, as y'all can see, in a different setting. I got a nice little hotel room for my school that I'm going to. So living it up a little bit this weekend.
Oh, you are in a hotel room. Man, I
Yeah,
didn't notice that.
They set me up nice.
They usually do
Yeah.
for schools.
Yeah.
Yo, Chad is back. You wasn't here last week. Missed you, man.
Chad ain't been here in like a month and a half, Chad. What the
I just
hell?
can't believe it, Chad. I can't believe it. Number one fan. You just not showing up, man.
Like you ain't been here since like week 4. What happened?
I don't know about that.
Yeah, like I told you guys, went to my Christmas party last night and got toasted. So I was pretty out of it. Just woke up from a nap, so that felt good to be able to fall asleep. 2 of my kids fell asleep, so I fell asleep myself.
No, my Christmas party is tonight at work, and I ain't going because I don't like my coworkers.
Yeah.
That's always a fair reason. That's always a fair reason not to go.
They said that ours is next Thursday, and they're making it mandatory. And I was like, so mandatory for me to stay home then, because
Yeah.
I ain't coming. You want to do it on a Thursday night at 6:00?
Ain't gonna be
Nah. Nah, and then you're gonna want me to be at work on Friday. Nah.
Yeah, absolutely not. Absolutely
Ain't
not.
happening.
That's not
So
even
I'm
a party.
So I'm not gonna go to the Christmas party on Thursday, and then I'm not gonna go to work on Friday.
That's the move.
Yep.
That's the move. Well, Colts fans, we got a holiday party of our own celebrating this sweep over the Tennessee Titans. They talk a lot of shit, and they didn't back it up this year. I don't think they'll back it up moving forward. I'm hype about it.
Hey, I'll celebrate more when we beat Pittsburgh.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding.
All
Worried
of the
about
Titans fans
Cincinnati
I
this
know,
week.
they were.
Yeah, I'm
they
worried
were
about
pretty- they
Cincy.
were- All the Titans fans that I know were pretty pumped up that they lost the game just because they're so ready to tank for their future. So
Nah, they were pretty hyped up about 2 game-winning drives that happened in a game they lost.
Yeah, real interesting.
got to be one of the dumbest arguments I've ever heard in my life.
Bro,
He had 2 game-winning drives. If it wasn't for this, and that, like,
But he lost.
don't you gotta win the game to get
You
a
gotta-
game-winning drive?
Yo, facts, bro.
He had
I'm
2
pretty sure
drives.
Josh Allen had a game-winning drive and left 13 seconds on the clock for the Chiefs to win the game. Nobody's
Yeah.
calling his drive a game-winning drive. Like,
Yeah, bro.
My
what are you talking
favorite
about here?
was a comment I read where they said the Colts players were dirty for hurting the punter,
Oh,
and I was all like,
So
Yep.
if you listen to the interview from Tony Brown even said that he tried to pull up because he said he just jumped it too fast. Like
Right.
he said that when they looked at the film, that was a his call type deal. Like that wasn't drawn up that way.
Right.
Brian Mason told Tony Brown if he saw it, go take it. And then that just kind of went on from there. But he said that when he got there to block it, he realized that he was still holding the ball. So
yeah, he said he almost ran so quick he almost ran past him.
Hey, real quick, we're gonna go ahead and give an introduction here. All right, so everybody knows that we've partnered up with ZTV and we're part of Indie TV. While we brought in the Bengals CincyTV.
I'm in enemy territory tonight, boys.
Surrounded by blue, but you can enjoy the background of an upset Will Levis.
I like that. That's good. I like that. What's going on, guys? How you guys
Welcome
doing?
to the show, brother. Welcome. Good to have you, man.
Thanks, man. Thanks. How you guys doing?
Good.
Doing
Good,
pretty
man.
good. Everybody welcome in Jeff here in the comments.
Enemy territory, baby, but we're glad to have you.
Exactly.
Real quick, we saw Nathan over here said Muhammad won't be missed. I agree. And then he's also said he hopes Big Grove is in shape to play. I want to touch base on that because he has been involved for 3 weeks from what I'm tracking. So he's been back in the building.
In shape. Yeah,
All I say to that is LOL.
Yeah.
Hey, from the words of Shane Steichen, he'll be ready.
Yeah, they said there's no limitations whatsoever.
Grove Stewart, man.
So can I ask you guys a question? How are you feeling about your the matchup, the Colts Bengals tomorrow? I mean, no offense, but I'm feeling pretty confident. I think it's going to be a very close game. I mean, honestly, I think it can go either way. It's to determine who's getting the playoffs for right now. I mean, we got other games.
Man, I'll start it off. I mean, you have fair reason to be somewhat confident. Like Jake Browning, out of nowhere, off the freaking sideline, comes in for 300 yards, 2 touchdowns. I mean, dude was on the money all game in this previous week. Looked good. Like the offense was running how it should be. Defense was solid. Like the Cincinnati Bengals are.
Well, our defense, I don't know about solid. I wouldn't go that far.
Our
defense
defense
has not been up to par like it's been the last 2 years. I will say that.
So I'll say I feel pretty confident because of how our defense is going to play against your 32nd ranked rushing attack.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly.
That's my main reason. I think our offense is going to sputter like it does normally. So that's where most of my concerns are going to be because Gardner Minshew doesn't really open it up in the red zone. We'll get down there, but Jamar Chase or whoever you guys have at wide receiver at the moment is most likely going to go for about 300 yards against our secondary.
Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, two of the best wide receivers in the game. But
only one of them is going to get over 100.
Yeah, so. But they haven't played like that. I mean, Jamar has, but T's been injured a lot. So we'll see what happens. I mean, who knows? I mean, Jake Browning could be the Jake Browning of last week, which I highly doubt he's going to play that good again.
Right.
Or he could be the Jake Browning of against the Steelers. So he's either, not so good Jake or he's jackpot Jake Browning. We'll see what happens.
Well, and we're in the same boat with Gardner Minshew, man. It's like sometimes this guy goes out there and just performs miracles, and then other times he looks like Carson Wentz spraining both his ankles and chucking it to the defense. So,
right.
I mean,
what I'll say is I feel more comfortable with Gardner playing in Cincy than I do him playing in Indy. He plays better on the road than he does at home.
He does, actually.
Well, either way, dude, I think it's going to be a good game. I mean, it's not going to be – I think it's honestly going to be a lot like the Monday night game we had against the Jaguars. I mean, I think it's going to be close. I mean, I said I'm going to pick the Bengals, but by a field goal or something like that. That's about it.
Yeah, I think this game is won defense and offensive lines.
Yes,
it starts there.
Yes,
because
if our offensive line,
if Cincinnati can't protect, Browning, with the offensive line troubles that Cincinnati has had, this is my over the past 3 years, then Indianapolis is going to feast. They got the second most sacks in the league, only behind Baltimore. And, our front four, we're 10 guys deep. So
exactly. If our offensive line plays like it did Monday night, we got a good shot. If it doesn't, that's what's so weird about our offensive line. We got guys. We got Leonard Brown, who's been a 3-time All-Pro. We got Jonah Williams, who went from our left tackle to a right tackle. We got Ted Karras, who's won a Super Bowl. We got Alex Kappa, who's won a Super Bowl. We got good players. But it's just for some reason – it's like they're so hit or miss this year. So it's like if they play like they did on Monday, we got a good shot. If they don't, you guys are going to eat our lunch.
I think this is a situation, too, that Colts fans are kind of familiar with because we were saying the same thing last year, right, where we had all these high-paid guys, this great O-line, but they weren't performing up to that level. So it's like, is it a coaching thing? Is it a locker room thing?
Like for us, like we were all excited because we had the same coaches and the same basic team, and so I had Chris Welch on my show, who's a Reds TV and radio broadcaster, and he said something that actually resonated with me with the Bengals team this year because he asked Lou Piniella. If you guys remember Lou Piniella, he was the manager of the Reds that won the World Series in 1990, and Chris asked him, was like, what would you have done different in 91 because we sucked in 91. And he goes, I would have turned the roster over a little bit more. And that got me thinking, like, we had the same roster for the last 3 years. Nothing's changed. Coaching staff hadn't changed. I mean, yeah, we lost Jesse Bates, Von Bell, which is big. Don't get me wrong. And I think we're suffering from that. But we really haven't had a whole lot of change in it to bring guys in who are hungry. Because sometimes this year it kind of felt like the Bengals, even with Joe Burrow being injured at the end of the year with a calf and everything, it's like, all right. And I even felt like this as a Bengals fan, like, all right, fine. He's going to get healthy. We're going to go on a run again like we did last year, like we did the year before that. Yeah, everybody just calm down. And I think as a fan, I can think that. But a player shouldn't think that. And it's I kind of felt like before Joe's injury, that's the way they think. They were thinking. It's kind of like we got just complacent. Like, yeah, screw this. Let's get to the AFC Championship game already. And that's not the way football works.
Yeah, I kind of like the Colts on in both aspects of offense and defensively this week, just because of the fact that the Bengals offensive line hasn't been playing too well. And the Colts pass rushers have just been on a tear lately, albeit they've been some bad offensive lines that we've been going against. Then you add Grover Stewart back to that mix. Got some other guys coming back and getting healthy into what they're building off of. So I wasn't too shocked or surprised by Jake Browning because of the fact that when you don't have a lot of film on a guy, and when they're playing against different matchups, they might not necessarily work for yours. So Everybody can call it a copycat league, but you could say what worked this week for that team might not work well for our players. So I think too many times people try and copy something that somebody else does, and that's how you have a guy looking like a superstar. Just like we've seen Will Levis in his first start threw 4 touchdowns and what has happened since, it's like you never really know how a guy is going to continue those hot streaks. And I just don't think it's going to be necessarily one of those things that you see. We don't play a lot of single high. You won't see a lot of one-on-one for Jamar Chase and T Higgins. We play a lot of zone. It's not going to be something necessarily. Obviously they should still take their shots against our corners. But I don't necessarily think it's going to be that type of matchup. And then just like we said in our with their 32nd ranked run defense, I think Steichen will have the run kind of dialed up, but I think he'll also have a lot of passing plays mixed in there because of the fact that a team like Indianapolis is going to want to run the ball at you. And so that's when we'll come with the pass. So I think you guys –
Sorry. Go ahead. I mean,
No, I was just about to finish. I was just going to say, as long as we take care of the football, it's pretty much don't turn it over. When we don't turn it over, we typically play well. So,
and you guys understand this as Colts fans, but having Peyton Manning for however long you had, you have that toy, that quarterback. You had Peyton Manning for years. We got Joe Burrow. It's not like you can just pull the guy off the street going, all right, plug and play, and he's going to do the same thing as Joe Burrow did or the same thing as Peyton Manning did. And
don't tell that to Colts fans.
Dude, don't tell that to Bengals fans, man. I've been fighting that over. Like, oh, my God, we need to get better backup. Like, dude, if we lose Joe Burrow, we're screwed.
I remember what was it? There was at one point, I don't know if it was this year or it might have been last year's show. I'm going to I asked the question, does anybody know who Joe Burrow's backup quarterback is?
I didn't.
You didn't know his name. So
last year was Brandon Allen.
When you have your starting quarterback and he doesn't really get hurt too often, you don't really know who the backup is. You don't really pay attention to that guy.
Right. So I like what you said right there. He doesn't get hurt too often. I've had so many people come out and say, "Oh, you got Glass Joe. He gets hurt all the time." I was like, when has he gotten hurt?
His rookie year and now,
and then this year. We had 2 years. All right, 4 years. 2 out of the 4 years, I guess he's gotten hurt. But the 2 years that he was healthy, went to the Super Bowl and went to the AFC Championship game. I'll take that all the time. Like next year, like last time he had a season-ending injury, we went to the Super Bowl. So I'm here for it.
Yeah, I think it's just a blessing in a disguise when you have a quarterback that's as good as like when you say a number 1 overall pick like a Peyton Manning or Joe Burrow. The problem is for the fan base, the casual fan base, they think that literally any quarterback you have needs to be top tier. Everything's going to be perfect. Like, since Peyton Manning is gone, we obviously went to Andrew Luck after that. So for Colts fans, it's like, okay, every quarterback we get is going to come in here and be all of
so screwed with Andrew Luck. I felt so bad for you guys with that. Like, you went from Peyton Manning to Andrew Luck, and then which I understand. I'm
gonna tell you right now, don't feel bad because this fan base didn't deserve it.
Oh, dude, it's like
the way people booed him, we didn't deserve it.
That was bullshit. I'm sorry, that I didn't like that they booed him off the field when they found out he was retired. That was not good.
We share the same.
It's what you said. It was bullshit.
Yeah.
I
don't know if you guys cuss on your show or not.
Okay.
So. Sorry. I cuss a little bit on my show, not a whole lot.
No, we do just as long as it's not in the first 5 minutes, because I think that's when YouTube stops to mess with your algorithm. Something like that. So,
tell me the YouTube algorithms, because I got demonetized on my YouTube channel for something. I don't even know what it is yet. They still haven't told me it. No, not yet. It just happened this week, and I have no idea what I did.
Free my guy.
Figure it out.
You should get an email.
I got an email, but they don't tell me what the hell I did. They said it's somewhere that I used somebody else's video, which I go live every day at 5:30. Whose video am I using? I'm doing this. I don't know. Anyway,
now, I do like what you said about just these franchise level quarterbacks, man. We talk about Peyton Manning, we talk about Joe Burrow, and I had the luck to be a Joe Burrow fan at LSU, a big LSU guy. So I saw him coming into the league, and I'm like, this dude's phenomenal. By the way, boys, cheers. Saturday night. I don't think anybody's drinking, but I am. Cheers.
Oh,
we drink every week, bro. We drink
all right, cool. All right, let's go.
That's why I said to grab one. But yeah, man.
I normally do, but I got too wasted last night, so I'm taking a break for this.
Yeah,
I got you.
My bad, Trent.
No, it's good, man. I think it's just tough for like fans when you have these franchises. It's exactly what DeMarco was saying, man. You get these expectations that, oh, we're here now. The franchise is here because your franchise quarterback is here. So you just expect to be the shit all the time. But realistically, you take a guy that special and that talented out of the offense, like if you can just stay above water at that point, which the Bengals are, y'all are 6-6 if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, right now.
Yeah, like just staying above water without a franchise quarterback, it's hard to do. I mean, we're watching a lot of teams do it this year. It's kind of been
in our last 4 games, 5 games, how many games we got left? I think we played one starting quarterback. The rest of them are all backups. One against Lamar Jackson. Like and the funny thing is, he's been the most injured quarterback in the AFC North the past couple of years, and he's the most healthiest. I mean, if you look at the AFC North,
it's nobody.
He's the only one. Everybody else got backups.
Lamar is getting his karma back from all the years he's been injured, and everyone else got to walk all over the Ravens.
Exactly.
It's crazy, man. But yeah, just looking through some of these comments, I know people were talking about Grove coming back. To me, Grover Stewart, that is probably the biggest key of this game, in my opinion. We've seen, as Colts fans, we've watched the decline, I guess, of our rushing defense. It was really good those first couple of weeks with Grove in there, Buckner in there. And then since Grove has been suspended, we've kind of given up a lot more. We saw the Patriots run well against us, didn't win, obviously. Saw the Titans run well against us, didn't win, obviously. But that still happened, right? Like our rush defense was still not up to par. So I think getting Grove back and having him, especially in a game like this with a not great rushing offense, you can then force Browning to make those decisions, force him to be that quarterback and see what he's got. Granted, we don't have a lot of tape on him, but I think
it depends because, do the Bengals actually want to run the ball? Because I kind of feel like Zach Taylor gives up on the run play calling immediately. And I've known this as Jeff, I'm going to say this. My dad's a diehard Bengals fan. Like I grew up. My pops is
I feel bad for your dad. It's been rough for 3 years. Yeah. I feel bad for him.
The year my mom and dad got married in 1990, like they didn't go to playoffs. Yep. They didn't go to playoffs again until 2006. We threw a party at my house. Dude, growing up with my pops.
I cried. I literally shed tears. I was at the game when we won our first playoff game. Like last time, like 1990, I was 15.
What?
I'm old. I was 15. So me and my son were at the first playoff game that we.
I was a baby.
Yeah, I'm like,
wow.
So
I was just born.
So like I've lived it, man. I was born in 75. I went through both all 3 Super Bowls. So I gotta tell you this as a Bengals fan. So when we lost again in the Super Bowl here against the Rams, my daughter, God bless her heart, she's she was 17 at the time. She's 19 now. Anyway, she goes, Dad, well, at least they got there. I said, baby, I've watched them lose this damn thing 3 times.
Yep.
I said, it sucked. I want to win. People ask you all the time, it's like, would you rather go and lose or would you not rather go at all? I would rather go and lose because it's fun, the whole thing leading up to it, but it hurts. It hurts. I've done it 3 times.
It depends on when that losing stops.
Yeah,
that's the thing. Well, I'm still waiting for it.
I've seen the Colts loss in the Super Bowl.
I guess it's because I think it's going to happen soon because we got Joe Burrow, so it gives you hope.
I remember seeing us lose 4 or 5 times right before the Super Bowl. In the AFC Championship game, right? And that doesn't hurt as bad as losing.
We got beat by the Saints. I was pissed.
I'm sorry.
I was pissed.
Dude.
Yeah, see me, I'd rather go and lose, but I don't want to end up like the Bills or the Vikings, where you go 4 times in a row and you just lose. Like that's what I'm like. Hell no! Don't put me back on there.
So I'll preface this. I lived through the 90s. The Bengals sucked. We didn't win shit at all. So I'll take. I'm not going to accept it, but I'd rather win the entire season and then lose in the playoffs or Super Bowl than going and not having a damn chance and never thinking you have a chance for 10 fucking years. I'm like, we sucked.
Yeah, you know what you could be though is you could be a Chargers fan.
Thank God I'm not.
You could be a Browns fan.
Jesus.
Yeah, but see, the Chargers have had a Hall of Fame quarterback and a generational talented quarterback, and probably the most stacked roster in the NFL. It is still trash.
I can clap back at you on that Hall of Fame quarterback because Ken Anderson should be in there.
In the Hall of Fame.
And
so should Boomer.
Boomer, I don't know about Boomer, but Ken Anderson should definitely be in. He's NFL MVP. It was leading the back-to-back years in passing against the 70s and 80s. Only quarterback to do that. Took his team to the Super Bowl. That guy that played for the Chargers, he didn't go to the Super Bowl, and he didn't win an NFL MVP. Why is he in the Pro Football Hall of Fame and Ken Anderson's not?
Because golly, he deserves
great argument.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
That's a great argument.
Absolutely.
No, my opinion going back to it was I just think sometimes Zach Taylor gives up too quickly on the run game. Having a young quarterback in Browning who,
But here's the other thing though is that a lot of the plays that they use Joe Mixon is an extension of the run game, to be completely honest.
True.
Joe Mixon is probably one of the best dual running backs in the NFL.
He's underrated.
He's a true dual running back, and even if they can't get the run game going, they'll still find a way to get him on the edge in the passing game. And that's kind of what worries me the most with EJ Speed being out.
Now the other thing you guys got to worry about is we actually used our rookie Chase Brown. And to me that's been the change up that we haven't had all year because last year we had Joe Mixon and we had Piron. Piron left and went to Denver. Chase Brown, he literally in one game had the longest run for the season for the Bengals. Ran for 60 yards. So to me that's the game changer for Bengals. And I love Joe Mixon. Don't get me wrong. But there's been too many runs where he'll gain 3-4 yards and then he'll lose a yard or 2. That's been too much of the
just plateau
inconsistency with him this year. I think Chase Brown could change that.
I'd be a bit more worried if we didn't just play against the Tennessee Titans, who have a very similar combo at running back.
Right.
Tajay Spears, Derrick Henry is very similar to Joe Mixon and Brown. What they do is except for Joe Mixon's catching ability compared to Derrick Henry. But
see that one hand? Yes,
better pure runner. Yeah. Joe Mixon, he got some hands. I like the way he plays, but I just think it's going to be matchups within matchups, and like Matt said, with Speed being out. That's not something we like to see, but I trust our linebackers. I like Olubi and what he can do.
Got the thing I don't worry about just because at least this year, at least in the Colts aspect, it don't matter who they bring up. I feel like they're well coached and they're well prepared, and that has made all the difference.
At linebacker,
either way, linebacker, even with DB. We sucked early, but we found guys in there.
It's leveled out.
who could play, and they've held their own. They've done well, and 7th round rookie and Jalen.
Except for when they had Derrick
Jalen
Henry
Jones.
running at him.
Yeah, that's why.
I don't blame him. But I don't
Are
blame
you going to
him.
stop an elk? Because that's
I don't
essentially
blame
what
him.
that's at. I mean, that's 6'3", 240. Like,
I don't blame him. Jalen Jones just didn't want to be the next meme. That's all.
Hey, they call this a business decision, man.
Yeah.
Hey, Derrick Henry is the last great running back, I think. Like, I don't know. We're going to see a lot of running back. Like, dude, he's a beast. I mean, name another guy that's as big as he is, strong as he is, runs over people like he does.
I mean, recently,
I think he's just the Gronkowski of running backs.
Oh, there you go. That's still a big dude that runs over people.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's really
there isn't another one. I mean, I Corey Dillon back here. Like these guys don't exist anymore.
Eddie George,
yeah, they don't exist
love
anymore.
Eddie George,
right? I mean, they don't. Everybody had, like you just said, everybody's got two running backs. I mean, him, maybe Joe Mixon are the last of for now. I mean, I think it's going to come back around eventually, but right now.
Don't sleep on my guy Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah, you can't do JT.
Jonathan Taylor. He's only 24 years old, and he's already surpassed. I think it was Marshall Faulk for the most rushing touchdowns through the first 4 seasons.
I got you on him. Sorry, as a Bengals fan, I'm glad he's out with a thumb injury. So we're
still got to deal with Zach Moss.
I mean, yeah.
Zach Moss is a dog too. So, I mean. I did have a question for you, though, because I always go back to this, and I remember me and Trev had this conversation, and some of these guys is going back to the draft 2021 when you guys got chased, right?
They chased?
Yeah.
You guys have had these offensive line struggles, and I remember back to a time where we had Andrew Luck. We lost in the AFC Championship game. The next year, we turn around, and we take a receiver in the first round. Yep. And obviously, I hate to say it because he wasn't Chase, but Jamar Chase is great. I'm just saying, if it was me and I was a Bengals fan, I would have preferred an offensive lineman to start developing that O-line to protect Joe Burrow rather than just being greedy and adding to that receiving core. That's just me. I would have preferred O-line already seeing with Andrew Luck. But how have you thought about that at all? Do most Bengals feel they're just okay with the pick with Jamar Chase? They would have just liked that.
If we don't take Jamar Chase that year, we don't go to the Super Bowl. If we take Penei Sewell, Penei Sewell is just now. That was the guy. It was either Chase or Penei Sewell. Penei Sewell is just now turning into whatever I thought it was, a very, very, very good left tackle or right tackle, whatever it was. But yeah, I would do it again. I mean, because we got the Super Bowl that year. We had a shot. If you watch the last play, Jamar's open. Again, I know you're gonna say we had offensive linemen.
Yeah.
But does Jamar? But you don't have Jamar. Does another wide receiver make that play? If somebody could chip him or anything, it's the greatest play in Super Bowl history. Jamar goes to the touchdown. We don't go to the Super Bowl for that year. I mean, that's my biggest thing. Jamar Chase is a generational player. And you don't pass up on those guys. It's Jerry Rice. It's Randy Moss. It's these guys. Yeah, Penei Sewell is awesome. Our offensive line, despite what people think, these guys can play. And there's a part of me that I'm kind of like, it might be more of the coaching, the offensive line coaching, than it is actual players. Like I said, we got Orlando Brown, who's been a 3-time All-Pro. We got Jonah Williams, who has went from right to left. We got Ted Karras, who's won a Super Bowl. We got Alex Kappa, who's won a Super Bowl. We got Cordell Volson, who is improving day in day out as a left guard. I mean, we have players. It's not like they're not good. So
it's just not clicking.
It's just not. Yes, and our whole team is not clicking. That's
where I see the fit being the problem, because there's too many puzzle pieces that you're trying to put together. Because
is it the fitters or the coaches?
I think it's the fit, because if you look at the systems where they changed, the only one that fits this
is Penei Sewell better at run blocking, or is he better at pass blocking?
He's both. He's elite at both.
At both,
at both. And that's why I think, like, if you look at some of the pieces, like you said, Alex Kappa.
All right, let's put it this way: you put him at left tackle. All right, you put him at left tackle. You still got 4 other guys, because our offensive line completely sucks. So everybody on that Super Bowl offensive line, you know how many are on the team now?
Bobby Hart.
None.
I thought he was a backup.
None of them. 0. So you're adding one guy to a left tackle. One guy. You think that guy's going to make that entire offensive line that much better?
I mean, a lot of things go into that different play. I mean,
an offensive line where you got to be a fist. Y'all got to do the same damn thing. One guy compared to Jamar Chase, who and everybody else on this panel knows is one of the best receivers in this game.
The guy over here in the corner.
Yes,
one guy can, and I'll give
one
you
guy.
an example.
One guy can make it.
I'll give you an example.
All better.
I'll give you an example. Quentin Nelson.
Our offensive line.
We were bottom five.
Our offensive line went from 31st in 2017, and then 2018 we went all the way to top 5.
Yeah, but none of our guys are like in the NFL anymore that were on that team.
Well, neither are ours.
Yeah, none of them are on the team.
That much better.
The only person that we can say.
I can't argue with that. I don't think one guy makes an offensive line better. Just for people that who know.
You bring in the right player at the right position, and then you bring in the right coach.
I think
for that position group.
All right, so that's two things. Then that's two things. I don't know if we have the right coach. Yeah. So you're talking two things.
I just think the mentality changes the way you're scheming up your team. And like I said, some of those guys, Alec Kappa, they came from a system where they were trying to run the ball with Brady and go with some play action. You guys are trying to drop back pass. Look, I do think Orlando Brown has been a little bit overrated just because of the fact that if you look at who he's played with, you look at Lamar Jackson, who was able to create for himself, Patrick Mahomes, the way he plays, everybody says the line that he plays with is now one of the top offensive line. Even the Donovan Smith, who was trash, who the Bucks got rid of, and their right tackle, I'm forgetting his name right now, who false starts all the time. They've been playing better just because of the way Patrick Mahomes can maneuver in the backfield, and now Joe Burrow. And my thing is just like, if you look at some of the injuries that Joe Burrow has had to deal with, I just feel like at some point you just say, protect this guy. And again, this is just scarring for me because Andrew Luck, and I've seen a great quarterback get torn apart. I don't want to see it happen to Burrow.
I've heard this a ton. So, I mean, I understand what you're saying. And that's where I'm like, they have went out and protected. So everybody who was on the Super Bowl offensive line, none of them are here. It's all different guys. That's where I'm kind of like, I don't know if it's – I think they have a talent on the offensive line. Mm-hmm. Excuse me. It's more of the coaching or the scheme or whatever.
I think it's scheme more so than it is individuals.
But to me, look, I grew up in the 80s. I watched Jerry Rice kick my ass at the Super Bowl. You have that effing wide receiver. Dude, that you can't replace that. I don't care. You can find an offensive line. You can scheme around it. The Bengals proved it. We went to the AFC Championship game twice and went to Super Bowl on a crappy offensive line. So, yes. And, I mean, Patrick Mahomes has not had a great offensive line up until the last, 2 years. And they've done it. We had that elite quarterback. You had that elite wide receiver. I mean, look at Peyton Manning and Marvin Harrison. I mean, it wasn't like they had a good.
No, we did. We had a lot of Hall of Famers. We had a lot of guys that are Hall of Famers or should be.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I got a lot of guys for Bengals who are Hall of Famers or should be. So I got a list of Bengals that should be Hall of Famers. So.
I mean, it's just one of those situations. I just think that like if you let too much pass, because if you think back, the Bengals shouldn't have been in that Super Bowl when Joe Burrow was sacked 9 times.
They still won. How should they not have been?
Because Burrow.
Please tell me how they shouldn't have been. He got
Burrow was sacked 9 times,
and they still
made the play. If Tannehill didn't throw it incomplete,
but he did.
I'm just saying you get sacked 9 times.
No. You can't say if he did. There's no. You can't say this. They made the plays.
I'm saying don't overlook the 9 sacks.
We went to Kansas City and beat them in Arrowhead.
Yeah, that's hard to do.
What? Yeah, come on.
That's hard to do.
You can't. There's nothing to argue about that.
Derrick Henry got stopped at the 1. Like right. Cincinnati's defense came up clutch
at the 1. Come on.
The offensive line gave up 9 sacks, and I understand what you're saying, DeMarco, but like,
I can't see how we keep saying we gave up 9 sacks and we're just overlooking that.
They gave up
9
sacks.
They did, and they still moved on. And they went to the AFC Championship game and beat Patrick Mahomes, the greatest quarterback in history. Oh, we beat
and then lost because and then lost the Super Bowl.
We beat him 3 times.
And then lost the Super Bowl.
He's only beat us once.
And then lost the Super Bowl because we couldn't block. And then lost the Super Bowl because they couldn't block.
But he's only beat us 1 time.
You're right.
I mean,
we lost Super Bowl on the last play of the game. Yes, you
Patrick
are
Mahomes
correct.
is 1-3 against the Colts.
You're correct.
I mean, we don't have to keep acting like the Chiefs are undefeatable. I'm just saying.
I'm talking about the AFC Championship game, dude. I'm talking about the Chiefs. I'm sorry, you guys haven't been to the AFC Championship game in how long?
Ooh, it's been a minute.
9 years.
Sorry, yeah, all right. You're 1-3 against us, or whatever. Cool.
No, I said the Chiefs. I said the Chiefs are 1-3.
They're 1-3 against us.
Yeah, they're also Mahomes also 1-3 against the Colts. So I'm just saying.
Yeah, but we beat him. We beat him in the championship game, dude. It's not the same thing.
I think this just shows, though, right? It's a cyclic argument, right? Like, if they had better blocking in the Super Bowl, they probably
it's all love, brother. It's all love. We're all good. We're all good.
Oh no, we debate all the time, bro. You good. But yeah, it's a cyclic argument, man. It's like if you could have blocked in the Super Bowl, you probably would have won. But do you get there without Chase? Probably not.
Right. That's my argument. I'm like, everybody keeps saying that. I'm like, but we don't get there without him. And yes, if we make the block, yes. Well, if he got sacked 9 times, and if we don't intercept Tannehill twice, we don't win. If it happened.
Yeah. My question is,
it happened.
Do you think Joe Burrow flat out told Bengals management, go get me my guy?
Yes.
Because I truly believe that's exactly what Joe Burrow, just like CJ Stroud did that with Tank Dell in Houston. I truly believe that Joe Burrow flat out said, go get me my guy.
That's the thing I think moving forward is elite college quarterbacks, if they have an elite wide receiver, they want to get him.
Yeah.
Because so they keep the same combination going on. So because I think Tank Dell is different. But look at Miami. You know, they got Waddle and they got Tua. I mean, I think that's the I'm not saying the Bengals started it, but that's the thing, the norm that people are trying to do, which makes sense.
Man, Bengals got 3 of them. Like Tyler Boyd, he gets crapped on, but he's legit.
He's a 1,000-yard receiver every year.
Yeah. I mean, this is probably his last year, with the Bengals. But yeah.
Yeah, can't pay everybody.
We got Jonah Williams as a free agent. We got T. Higgins as a free agent. We got Tyler Boyd as a free agent. We got DJ Reader as a free agent. We got Chibe Awuzie. That's 5 of them.
Yeah.
We ain't signing all of them.
Hey, just scrolling through these comments real quick. I seen a couple. I do want to say Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays to everybody.
Agreed. Hey, we're not ignoring y'all. All right, we're not ignoring y'all. So
I took the show over. I'm sorry. We got a big debate. I'm sorry. So
you good, bro? That's what we do here.
Yeah. I also wanted to just keep you talking, Jeff, just because you're a guest on. So I like to have.
See, you got my face. You got my face all red, DeMarco.
It's all good. That's what I do. I ask Matt. That's what I do. I argue with everybody. We just debate.
Hey, no, dude. I love it. It's cool, dude. I had no problem with it.
It's not as bad as Zach. Zach likes to take the most outlandish style takes just to start a debate.
Hey,
so
I intentionally pour gas on the fire.
He intentionally made me mad like 3 days ago.
I
titled this episode "Coach of the Year." No debate, and he got mad and said, "Well, it's debatable."
How is it not debatable?
Because
DeMeco Ryans Houston.
I'm like DeMeco Ryans has his whole starting roster. And his wide receiver 1, who supposedly is now injured, actually has less yards than his wide receiver 2. So he didn't lose nobody. So at the same time, it's not debatable.
I'm just quoting what the media tells you, boss man. Just regurgitating
it. Zach, you're going to be muted. But
so Joey or Jeff, I mean, what matchups are you looking forward to in this Colts Bengals matchup coming up?
Honestly, we got to try to stop the run. I want to see DJ Reader, who's one of my favorite players. Him, and then we got to get something from our interior defensive line, and we also got to get pressure. Basically, our defense. That's my biggest thing. We got to get pressure on the quarterback. We have very much sucked at getting pressure on the quarterback, and we got to cover a tight end or the middle of the field. This is the problem with our defense. We don't get pressure on the quarterback enough, and we do not cover tight ends or anybody over the middle of the field. It's funny. It's like Lou Anarumo.
So you're saying Michael Pittman Jr. is about to feast tomorrow?
He might. I hope
that's
not.
All he does.
So
that's all he does. Middle of the field.
Are Hubbard and is Hendrickson right?
Yeah.
Are they coming in healthy?
Somewhat. Yeah. I mean, they're playing. I mean, Henderson's got he hyperextended his knee 3 weeks ago. Sam played last week. That's the first time he's played. He had a high ankle sprain, so they're somewhat healthy. I'll put it that way. And then we got Our first round pick, Mayor, not Mayor. Well, I can't think of his name now. Number 99. He's starting to ball out. My thing is Joseph Osai, number 58. Mm-hmm. He's one that needs to step up because we got to get some pressure.
Joey Osai.
Joey Card. Joey!
It's great. I mean, I hate injuries, but it's hate to hear that they're coming in a little.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm with you. No,
our right tackle, Braden Smith, is also out. So,
yeah. I'll look at that.
I guess it kind of works both ways for us. Shout out to Joey for making this happen.
Yeah, Joey has done a damn good job in place of Braden Smith, so I ain't really worried about Braden Smith being out. He's missed more time this year than he's played. So,
yeah, this guy Blake Freeland will be seasoned.
I wish I had known about you guys earlier. I could have had you on my show this week.
Absolutely, man. Moving forward, we definitely would. Now, I thought it was an interesting point too. You brought up not being able to cover tight ends. We talk about tight ends a lot on this show too because we have like 4 guys that have all shown potential. And Dave says it perfectly right here. For weeks we've been wanting to use them more. But it's like we're not scheming them right, or they get hurt, or like we just can't.
We came into the season with 9 on our roster. Like,
you had 9 tight ends.
Yeah,
12 through 12. At one point, we had up to 13
before the cut.
Yeah. Damn.
We had 5 receivers, but we had 12 tight ends.
I thought about sending in a letter in to try and see if I could get on the squad.
4 receivers made the opening. Made the opening
like,
roster.
Hey, I can do it. DeMarco's like,
hey, coach. Put me in. I'm just trying to get a summer check.
I believe when we did the cut, we ended up cutting down to 6, or it was 5 and 4. It was 5 tight ends, 4 receivers. No, I'm talking about the actual Colts.
Oh, the actual.
Yeah. They cut down to 5 tight ends and 4 receivers because I think we were doing practice squad receiver every week.
We rolled with 4 receivers until like week 5, and then they finally called.
Yeah, we almost had a heart attack.
Yeah. Well, our tight ends have sucked. I mean, until we got our practice squad, Tanner Hudson.
You just don't know which one you're going to get from us, so good luck.
Yeah. It's like we don't know either.
That might be good for you guys because we don't know who to cover.
Will Mallory and Mo Alley Cox, they look like they're going to drop it every time they catch it because they're so surprised the ball comes toward them. Granson is usually always open. It's just a matter on whether Minshew throws it to him or not.
We're going to have at least one tight end that has 2 catches for about 30 or 40 yards. That's typically how it goes.
Each catch, though. Each catch.
Well, hey, Drew Ogletree's back, and he's healthy, so you might see him up to C.
Yeah. You'll see him till the 3rd quarter.
No, we'll see him again. Yep. Give him 5 plays.
Give him, but Alec Pierce, you'll see him wide open down the field.
By the way, Alec Pierce is my favorite Colt. By the way,
he's from UC.
Exactly. That's why. Yeah, dude. I wanted the Bengals to draft him so bad. When you guys got him,
he's always open. He's always open. His number just didn't get called till last
14
week.
is always open, dude. That dude's a ball out.
Jeff, maybe you could signal to some Colts fans, man, because this man Pierce has gotten so much unwarranted hate.
Why?
Early on in the season, lately he's finally getting the flowers he deserves. But we've been fighting for Pierce like every week of this season.
Every week, and on this show, we're always like,
oh yeah.
We watch the tape, and you can see Alec Pierce is open almost every time.
Well, that was the funny thing. It's like when Jake Browning was playing against the Steelers first week. Jamar was open, Yoshi was open, and he'd throw the ball. So I'm like, they get open. If the quarterback doesn't throw them the ball, whose fault is that?
Yeah. What are you going to do?
The wide receiver, all you can do is go, hey, I'm open.
Right here.
Right. I mean, what else is he supposed to do?
Jump up and down, throw something at him.
Right. You dumbass, throw me the ball. But Alec Pierce, I love that dude. I mean, he helped take us to the college football playoffs, and I like I said, I wasn't heartbroken, but I was disappointed that we didn't draft him because I'm like, dude, he can fucking play.
Do you love Ritter too?
Huh?
You love Ritter too?
I do love Ritter. He's struggling in Atlanta, but I still love him. That's my dude. Because trust me. So the funny thing is, my nephew is he's a Georgia boy, so he's a big Falcons fan. I was like, yeah, you guys got a good quarterback, and Ritter, and he is, oh, how's he doing now? I was like, well, he wins at home. But I was like,
he's trying, all right.
He's trying. I'm like, he's not. Yeah. I told him when the draft, I said, he's not Joe Burrow, but he's good.
Yeah, but very few people are.
I haven't watched
He's great value, Joe Burrow. So like,
I haven't watched much of Ritter until what was it, the London game that he played against Jacksonville?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh man, he looks pretty good.
He looked really good that game.
Until about the third, fourth quarter, and after I said something, and then he started throwing interceptions after interceptions.
It was your fault. It was your fault, Matt. You jinxed him.
Yeah, we were literally talking about it during the game. We were like, hey, Ritter's starting to play well, and then boom, pick. Yeah. I was like, what the hell just happened?
Yeah.
Oh my
God. I think Ritter gets overconfident, where he tries to make throws that he can't.
Yeah,
that's the thing. I hate to use the word system quarterback, but he's and that means you're good at not making mistakes. He can make plays, but you gotta rein him in a little bit.
Sure.
I don't hate the phrase system because I think every quarterback is a system quarterback.
True.
So when people hate on a quarterback because they're like, "Oh, he's a system quarterback," well, okay, he's winning games. I don't care.
Okay, Tom Brady, coach knows how to scheme him up.
Tom Brady went to goddamn 25 Super Bowls as a system quarterback. I really don't care. New England Patriots got 7 Super Bowl rings out of it.
Well, I mean, you can just look at the way that the Bengals try to play Jake Browning against the Steelers, and then change it up to stuff he can do. You gotta scheme your offense to what your quarterback can do. Because I'll put it to you this way: back in the day, the Bengals drafted David Klingler, and we said Boomer Esiason. Still hurts me to this day. They drafted him. He was a run and shoot quarterback, and they tried to make him a draft pack quarterback. Like, that's not what he does. And I think the NFL does a better job going, all right, we drafted this guy. We got to scheme to what he does.
Hey, man, that's evident this year with Richardson and Minshew. It's literally like Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. What I mean by that is, like, with Richardson, like, our run game was creative. It was different. Like, you never knew what you were going to get because Shane was in his bag. And then, like, with Minshew starting, it's very much almost, I would say, a traditional offense, but there's been a few more wrinkles from different positions to kind of, show, I don't know, keep the defense honest, even though we have Minshew.
You got to change it up.
When Minshew's not playing the tango in the backfield,
right, and patting the ball 100 times, we're pretty decent. Like,
I think Richard is going to be good, but my fear with him and just big quarterbacks is they be Cam Newton. And that's the same thing with
it takes me to a Super Bowl. I'm all right with it.
Yeah. Well, he didn't win it. He didn't win it, so I want to win.
As long as he don't puss out on a fumble and goes and gives his all, I'm happy. Like,
I mean, my dude got a sling on his arm, and he in the end zone celebrating with his teammates. I don't think he's gonna be scared to die for the football.
Yeah, that's true.
Even MPJ posted that shit up and was like, "Yo, chill."
Go back to the sideline, big bro.
So, are any of you guys coming to the game tomorrow?
Oh no, I'm in Texas, so
you're in Texas. You're a Colts fan.
I'm not.
I'm in Nevada, and I'm a Colts fan.
Jeez,
I'm from Louisiana, though.
Damn, is anybody in Indianapolis?
Yeah, I am.
Right there.
I'm in.
Right there.
All right, Zach, you coming to hang out with me?
No, man, I got work tomorrow.
It looks like we got a guy in the comments named Joshua. He'll be at the game.
There you go. Oh, Joshua, if you come to lot 1 and
I had tickets to this game if Richardson and Burrow didn't crap out and get hurt. As soon as Burrow blew his elbow out or whatever it was that he did, I sold the tickets and I was like, yeah, we're not getting these bad boys. I'm gonna wait till next year when the Bengals and Colts play again because we have the AFC North on the schedule again.
The only Colts game I've been to was a Cincinnati Colts game, and that was 2020 when Joe Burrow and Phillip Rivers.
Yeah.
Since he went up 21-0.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm never going to a Colts game again.
Julian Blackman called.
And then we came back and won. Yeah.
That was in Indy, right?
Yeah, it was in Indy.
Yeah.
That was a game where Giovanni Bernard got like buried, wasn't it? Or was that
no? That was the one? That was 2013.
That was a long time ago.
Where Giovanni Bernard got blown up in the
flat.
Vontae
Davis. That was Vontae.
Yeah,
Davis.
Mr. Halftime. Yeah, there was.
Hey, don't call him Mr. Halftime. Let Miami do that, or Buffalo do that.
Buffalo,
That was Buffalo. That was.
I remember
Colt, man.
I remember that hit, bro.
I still got his jersey. That was my first Colts jersey.
Mr.
Well, boys, if you ever when the Bengals and Colts play in the jungle, you guys got to come and hang out with me. I got some
awesome, man.
Jackpot Joey beer for you. We got some Skyline chili. Come down a lot more and hang out with us.
It's on my bucket list, man. I got to go to Indy to go out there and watch the games.
Now, if I come to Indy, I'm coming to hang out with you guys.
Yeah, for those
you guys got to hook me up. Come to Cincy. I got you.
For those of y'all that are in the comments or listening right now, man, make sure y'all link up with Jeff and the crew. Show some ZTV love.
Yes, sir.
Also, just know
subscribe.
Jaden Daniels has won the Heisman Trophy.
Did he?
Yes, he
Let's
did.
go, baby.
That's
Let's
go. Wait, that's LSU, right? Yeah.
LSU, baby.
Oh
LSU.
God.
Well deserved.
I gotta look at my phone. My dude Poor Josh
Friday.
blow me up. Yep.
I love it, man. They made the right choice.
Was he the
All right,
third
so
LSU? The third
I don't know
Heisman
how
Trophy
much
winner LSU?
Oh, we got a
Billy
couple,
Cannon, Joe Burrow, and Jaden Daniels, right?
That sound right to me.
That's who? Joe Burrow and who else?
Billy Cannon and Jaden Daniels. That's three of them, right?
Three. Yep, three of them. Yep.
So our topic tonight was the coach of the year or coach of the year conversation. Is it debatable? Jeff, who do you have for your coach of the year as of right now?
Because you're unbiased. Like, we're all gonna say Steichen. So this is
don't fill his head with nothing. Let him think. Let him think.
I gotta think about that for a minute. I'm Bengals 24/7. I don't really I don't think about a whole lot of other ones. Damn. Let's see who is. Well, I know who the coach of the year is not is Bill Belichick. He might be getting fired. Yeah,
they've been talking about that every week. I don't think Bill Belichick's going anywhere.
Yeah, I don't think he is either.
No, he'll end it when he wants to. He's earned that.
Yeah, that's his team.
Give me some names. I mean, who do you guys got?
Okay, so right now it looks like the leaders are going to be. I'm just going to say first because this is our coach, Shane Steichen in the Indianapolis Colts.
Right.
D'Amico Ryans of the Houston Texans.
Oh, yeah.
Dan Campbell of the Detroit Lions.
Yeah.
And then obviously your big names is Nick Sirianni from the
Eagles,
and Mike McDaniels from the Dolphins and Kyle Shanahan from the San Francisco 49ers.
I'm probably going. Oh shit! I'm probably going with the Texans. Honestly,
see, that's why everybody in the national media. The first thing that goes. Let him finish.
Everybody expected Detroit to be good, so Texas came out or Houston came out of nowhere. You know, and you got an Ohio State quarterback there who actually is pretty good in the NFL for once, and so. What they've done, and I've seen it firsthand, they beat us in the jungle. So, to me, I think he's the front runner. I would go with the Detroit's after that. Philadelphia, he won the Super Bowl last year. I mean, he's got a stacked team. To me, coach of the year, it should be somebody who you did not expect them to be good. Nobody expected Houston to be playing for the playoffs, right?
That's fair.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this real quick.
What's up?
How many wins did you think the Texans would have to start the season?
Oh shit, I don't even know. I haven't thought about it. Maybe 500. I'll put it that way.
Okay. Oh, wow. How many wins did you expect Indianapolis to have this season?
500 with your quarterback. Yeah, I mean, you both have rookie quarterbacks. I mean,
but we lost ours.
Yeah, I know. True. Yeah. So I mean, you have a legitimate point. Yeah, true. But when you lose Sunday, you're not going to be in the playoffs. So.
Get this guy out of here.
Hey, that's funny because I'm pretty sure we'll still be 7th seed.
Yeah, if we win today, really? Or if we win tomorrow,
I think we knock you out.
We ain't got to worry about it.
We're one game behind you, or we'll be tied, one of the two.
Nah, the Colts are winning. So I mean,
yeah. When you load it up on Madden,
come on, give me
that's fine.
Come on, bro. Come on.
Yo, I think it's going to come down to like Matt Gay. I really do. I think it's going to be like hey, we're going to win this game 15-9, and Matt Gay is going to hit.
So this is
every field goal.
This is my expectation. Okay, this is what's going to happen. This isn't my expectation. I can tell the future. All right, I've watched enough of the Colts this year that I can tell you exactly what's going to happen.
What do you got?
You know?
What do you got?
All right, Jake Browning's going to throw for about 250 something yards. All right, about 130 of those are going to be from Jamar Chase, or it's not going to come from Jamar Chase because we're going to lock him down somehow, and it's going to end up being from T. Higgins. Higgins is going to get. Nah, it's not going to be a tight end.
Tanner,
Kenny Moore. Kenny Moore.
Put respect on his name, Tanner Hutchin.
Kenny Moore's got that scrub on lock. Joe Mixon's going to get about 56 yards rushing, but we're going to get so annoyed because of the passing game. That's really what it's going to be. And then Gardner Minshew is going to get us in the red zone about 15 times. We're going to kick 11 field goals. We'll score 2 touchdowns and we'll get stuffed on the 1 yard line once.
Either way, dude, from what you're saying, it's going to be a close game. I mean, honestly, it's going to be a close game. I mean, either way we got 2 backup quarterbacks. I mean, yeah, we got the wide receivers and everything, but you saw what we did against the Colts or against the Steelers. Excuse me, Squealers. I cussed on you guys' show. It's Squealers.
Ooh.
Yeah, I hate Steelers.
We hate them. Yeah, we all hate the Steelers.
I hate the most.
And we ain't even. Indianapolis hasn't beat the Steelers since like 2008.
Really?
Yeah. Indy cannot beat Pittsburgh. It don't matter home or away.
Hey, I got a memory for you guys, and I might be aging myself out here, but all right. So you guys remember, were any of you alive in 1995?
Yes,
yeah, I was 3.
Everyone except me.
I was 3. All right, so in 1995, Jim Harbaugh was the quarterback for the Colts.
Yeah,
it was the AFC Championship game against the Squealers. Threw a bomb to the end zone. And it was so God, I was super cool. So close they were so close to catching it to go to the Super Bowl. Do you guys anybody remember that at all? Anybody know about that?
Yeah,
I was 2 years old.
I've
Did
seen the
your daddy tell you about it? Or your mama?
Oh no, they wouldn't have told me that story. They would have talked about the Raiders or the Niners or some shit.
Like, dude, I remember that game. I'm like, God, I hate the Steelers. They had who was it? Stewart
Cordell Stewart.
Cordell Stewart as a quarterback who sucked. He was a better wide receiver when he was instead of a quarterback.
Yo, that's like they had Cordell Stewart. Hey, my favorite stat line ever is Jerome Bettis. 3 carries, -1 yard, and like 4 TDs, or whatever the heck it was.
All right. So you bring up Jerome Bettis. I got the Corey Dillon jersey behind me.
Yeah.
Why the hell is Jerome Bettis in the Hall of Fame and not Corey Dillon?
Look at stats. I've a valid argument.
Look at the stats.
Valid argument. Yeah, Dillon has better stats.
Don't come at me. He hasn't won a ring. He won one with the Patriots.
Yeah, that's what they're gonna say.
Yeah, but he won one with the Patriots, so you can't say that. Yeah, I mean, he is not. He's the leading all-time rusher for Cincinnati Bengals. He's also the leading single-season rusher for the New England Patriots.
Well, I'm not trying to argue against you. I'm just saying, like I even argue that Fred Taylor should have been in the Hall of Fame a long time ago. And it's just one of those things that they just I don't know. I don't know. I kind of feel like they look at logos sometimes and say, was that team successful? And I'm not gonna put that guy.
All right, so I have an argument to that. Yeah, when Corey played, the Bengals sucked, but he still broke 2 NFL rushing records with a shitty offensive line and a shitty team.
So absolutely, no doubt,
should boast more for him to get in the NFL, a Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I'm a running back at heart. You can put all the running backs in the Hall of Fame for me. For me, I got love for all the guys that I grew up watching. Man, it's a tough one because I mean, even like we right now we're battling for Dwight Freeney and Robert Mathis that they should have been Hall of Famers. So you know, it's just one of those things. I don't know. I feel like a lot of those voters, they get in that room and they just too much. They put the logo next to the team.
Yeah. Look at the Steelers. Oh my God, we don't have enough Steelers in here.
Exactly,
300 Steelers in the Hall of Fame.
Oh, we got a bunch of Patriots that we don't even know their names. Let's go ahead and put them in the Hall of Fame.
Right, exactly. You're with this team. Oh,
Rob
you should be in. Why?
The best criteria that I heard, right, was for the Hall of Fame, it's either stats, like you just have outstanding numbers, you were a superstar player, so you get in, or the story of football can't be told without mentioning you. And I think that's a great guy. Like, you can't talk about the history of the Cincinnati Bengals without mentioning Corey Dillon. Can't talk about the Colts without Freeney and Matthews. You know what I'm saying? So it's a perfect criteria for that guy should be in the Hall because you can't tell the story of football without bringing him up. So
did you change or revolutionize the game?
Yes.
I like what Deion Sanders said though. Like they should have an exclusive wing in the Hall of Fame for like dudes.
I don't like anything beyond
like
Sanders.
dudes, like real dudes, like Dion, like LT.
I like that. I like that
dogs.
argument because to me, I feel like the term Hall of Famer gets thrown around too loosely.
Right.
Obviously, past guys, they have a different criteria because they were the trendsetters for everything that the game has moved forward with. Now, me, like, I'm the type of person that I would sit there and argue against people when they want to say, oh, Eli Manning's a Hall of Famer, or oh, Phillip Rivers is a Hall of Famer, or oh, Matt Ryan is a Hall of Famer. To me, I will argue against those guys because I personally don't feel like, I mean, you put up a bunch of stats. You play for a long time, you're going to put up a bunch of stats. But when people start talking about, oh, this position, who's that guy? You don't think of those names, in my opinion. And I don't think you could just say, oh, Eli Manning won 2 Super Bowls, put him in the Hall of Fame. His defense held Tom Brady to like 28 points in 2 games.
But he did make a throw. He did make a throw.
Here's the thing, right? So this is it. I agree, and I think what it is people do it for franchise quarterbacks.
Yeah.
As soon as they realize that a quarterback is going to be the franchise quarterback, that quarterback automatically starts getting called a future Hall of Famer, whether they win a Super Bowl or not.
I mean, they've been calling Mahomes that since like he walked on the face of the earth.
Well, hold on. It's because it's like ever since 2000, you haven't had very many franchise quarterbacks.
Right.
Teams have gone through quarterbacks like they changed their underwear, unless you were teams that were like New England, Indy, Green Bay, Pittsburgh. Hell, even Cincinnati. I'm surprised Andy Dalton's not called a fucking Hall of Famer. You see what I'm saying?
Dude, you're right. Don't even want him in the Ring of Honor, which I got an argument for that too. We can get him that, but anyway.
But like the point is, it's like as soon as a team gets their franchise guy, like Pat Mahomes, as soon as he went there, they started winning. Oh, he's a Hall of Famer. He's a Hall of Famer. Matt Ryan gave Atlanta a few wins, made them competitive. He was their franchise guy. Hall of Famer. Phillip Rivers. I don't know. That dude, I think, didn't win his first playoff game until he was in Indy.
So I agree with DeMarco on everything except Eli. Eli won 2 Super Bowls, and he did make a throw. You can say the guy caught it, put it on his head, whatever. He made a play to win the Super Bowl. I think Eli, I don't think he's first ballot, but he should be in. The rest of them, no.
If
Kennedy's not in there,
can I rebuttal that?
Should be in there.
Can I rebuttal that?
Go ahead.
If you're not a first ballot, you shouldn't be a Hall of Famer.
Ooh, that is a hot take.
I don't like the fact that you can get 12 different chances at being in the Hall of Fame because
that's for every Hall of Fame though. Everybody does that.
I hate it. Though.
I think that's also still a tough one though because as well as like you could be like a certain player, like you look at like a Mike Evans and let's just say he didn't go in first or whatever, but then his next few rounds to go in, say he's in the class with Patrick Mahomes, Reggie Wayne,
great, yeah,
and just a bunch of other guys that didn't make it in classes before, and you're gonna go through that list of 20 people, and you're gonna say, well, he should be a Hall of Famer, but are we really gonna put Mike Evans in over Reggie Wayne? It's like one of those situations where somebody is above you in that class, so it's like not every class is as strong.
So what Matt said, that's what sucks is guys who probably deserve to be, but if they're not first ballot, then they keep getting pushed back. So then other guys who bunch up, then you get this log jam.
Yeah.
So do you put a time limit on it? Yeah, you
got no. They should do that. They should do it like they did for COVID, where they stuffed 20 people in at the same time.
I don't think.
So after 5 years, you've got additional 5 years after that, and after that, you're done. So essentially 10 years.
Hold on, I don't think you should.
I'll be right back, guys. All right. I'll be right back. All right.
I don't think you should be put into a class based off of when you retire.
That's fair.
I think you should be put into a class based off of when you were drafted.
I mean, it'd be interesting
because then you're being classed against people that you played against in a generation that you played in. Because you got to look at it like this, right? Certain quarterbacks, or maybe not even quarterbacks, but wide receivers, right? Like guys like Mike Evans, right? They're big. He reminds me more of wide receivers that we grew up watching. You know, like the Marvin Harrisons, like those big dudes, and you don't essentially have those guys anymore.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So if you're being, and guys keep getting pushed back, like Terrell Owens and the Marvin Harrison situation, right? They were in the same Hall of Fame class. And Terrell Owens should have been a first ballot Hall of Fame, but he didn't get it because Marvin Harrison got it.
Right.
Yeah, but they told Owens he didn't get in because they didn't like his on the field antics.
They just didn't like him.
They took that personally.
Yeah. That was stupid to me.
Yeah, that's crap. You shouldn't be allowed to do that. I'm sorry. That dude should have been in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
first ballot.
I mean, yeah, it definitely
but you do see people who are getting pushed back because of when they retired and now what class they're facing, what classes they're in.
Like
because
this class is stacked and this one's a little
right.
Yeah.
You should be based off of when you were drafted, not when you retired.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I play devil's advocate a little bit though, because I think to me, like you retire and I believe it's 5 years before you're eligible, but whatever that time frame is, right? If you're a player like fucking Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, whatever, when you first hit that criteria that you can be in, obviously you're in right away. But if you're kind of that mid-tier player and like every year you're waiting to see if you meet that class and eventually you just keep getting surpassed, then it's like
if you're a mid-tier guy waiting to get in, you shouldn't be in. That's right.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's like maybe you deserve to be left out because you kept getting surpassed by all the others. I don't know.
But now I'm also going to play devil's advocate because I think Robert Mathis and Dwight Freeney, they're both on like their third and fifth look, and they both should be in.
All right, Matt, let me pose a question to you. All right, so the Bengals just got Ken Riley in this past year. He's still 5th all time in the interceptions list. Everybody above him was in. Everybody below him was in.
Yeah.
Why did it take him so long to get in? Because he's a
the jersey.
Fan.
Is that the only stat that you have for me? Because I don't know. Is that the only stat that you have for me? Because I don't know the guy. I can't really argue.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, well, it's still 5th all-time interceptions. That's pretty fucking good. I mean,
you're that's really damn good. I mean,
yeah, he retired in 1983 before any of you guys were born.
But at the same time, there's two. I mean, when you look at one stat and you say, "Well, he's
fifth he's a cornerback.
Yeah, he plays DB.
That's the stat.
Like that's the hardest position in football.
Yeah, it's just crazy to think about Corey Dillon because when he retired, I want to say he was about 14th on the all-time rushing list. Everybody ahead of him that's ahead of him is a Hall of Famer outside of Steven Jackson, Fred Taylor, Frank Gore, and Adrian Peterson. So. It's crazy to see that he still isn't in there.
And the funny thing is,
it's just a tough that every year how those lists go. When you start to add people in, that's how these other people get.
I will say I agree when people say like you guys were talking earlier, because I know I'm being a little more harsh because I think the Hall of Fame is like it's just if you come in and you had an okay career or an average career, you're getting in the Hall of Fame.
He's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, that's the only reason I hate the Hall of Fame of sports these days.
I'm not trying to compare a Hall of Fame to Hall of Fame, but look at the NBA Hall of Fame. They let everybody.
Yeah, that's exactly where my nonchalant. He's a Hall of Famer comment comes from. It's like every player. Oh, you averaged 11 points per game for your career. He's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah. We let Christian Laettner in. I'm kidding.
How the hell is Yao Ming in the Hall of Fame? I mean, yeah, he was good for what?
A little
7 years.
2 years.
Yeah.
I like the MLB Hall of Fame because it takes them a couple times, and if they don't get in by I think it's like the third look,
the second time you're done.
Yeah, they don't get in.
Well, I got a problem with that being a Cincinnati fan.
Pete Rose.
So this is the Pete Rose talk, but I mean, the thing is they hold their criteria. Yes, he bet on baseball. There's no proof he bet on baseball while he's a player. All right, yes, Barry Bonds. I hate the guy. I hate Roger Clemens, but they did steroids when baseball knew it. So did everybody else.
And got in.
So and there's you cannot tell me there's not a baseball player in the Hall of Fame that did not do steroids. You cannot tell me that. So why the hell are they not in?
They need to bring that era back anyway. Bring back the roids.
More fun to watch. Yeah.
I don't know. I've actually liked this year with the.
It definitely has gotten better. I'm just a little salty because my guy Barry Bonds, man.
Yeah, no, I look. No offense to Mark. I hated the guy. He played for Pirates. I didn't like him, but I respect him. And the thing is, I think he was a Hall of Famer before he started doing steroids. I think Roger Clemens was a Hall of Famer before they did this. Yeah. I think Pete Rose is a Hall of Famer before he was a manager, which, these are guys I'm like, this ain't the Hall of good people. This is the Hall.
Exactly. It's not the Hall. That's exactly what Deion Sanders was saying. This isn't the Hall of Good. This is the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. I mean, if you guys go look at Ty Cobb, that dude was an asshole. All right. He was a womanizer, a drunk. Babe Ruth was a freaking drunk too. They're in there. Yeah. But I mean, come on.
We're not making.
I just say this. If I like you guys said earlier, you can't go away without talking about certain people. Like if you go to if I'm Jeff's age and I'm talking to my grandkids,
what are you talking old? I don't have any grandkids. Damn it, man, I'm not that old.
But if I had grandkids and I was going to talk about the times when I watched football,
back in my day.
Yeah, there's going to be certain people that you can name off. Corey Dillon's definitely one of them. Corey Dillon.
Let me ask you this then, because I have a big problem with it, and kind of why I stopped watching Hall of Fame weekend. The weekend they put Calvin Johnson in, bro. Why? Why is he in the Hall of Fame?
He's a game changer.
Bro, are you for real?
I know.
Zach, what's your debate? I want to hear why.
My debate is, bro played retired early.
Short career.
Super short career.
Right.
Put up 2,000 yards.
Right.
That's impressive. All right.
Yeah.
But didn't win.
Yep.
Didn't play.
Right.
On a consistent winning team, but yet somehow he's a first ballot Hall of Famer.
So to be real about Calvin Johnson's situation,
dude, what are we doing?
He didn't retire because of injury or something. That man retired because he wanted to do better things in life.
Yeah,
and
he retired the same reason Barry Sanders retired. The Detroit Lions suck.
Yeah,
if he wanted to play, if he played a whole nother, a full wide receiver career, you wouldn't be debating it right now, and that's 100% fact.
But he didn't though. The point is he didn't. So how is this man a first ballot Hall of Famer, but you got guys like Ken Riley, you got guys like Dan Fouts that are in and didn't do diddly poo in their career.
Right.
And they're in. That's why I've lost, and I've said this, anyone I've talked to, probably haven't talked to you guys a whole lot about it. I've lost a whole lot of credibility for the NFL for a guy like Calvin Johnson and receivers, because
it's not the Calvin Johnson situation for me. It's
just like there's a log jam in
the Hall of Fame in general.
It's the whole thing in general, like Zach's saying. It's like he didn't do anything. It's the same reason I'm arguing why isn't Ken Anderson in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. He played longer than Calvin Johnson. It's two different positions, and he took a team to the Super Bowl, and he won an MVP, and he won he led the league in passing in two different decades.
That's more than what Dan Fouts did, and Dan Fouts is in the Hall of Fame.
Right, and Calvin Johnson gets in, and that goes to the point there. It's like, all right, it's the logo. Detroit sucks. Sorry, they're good this year, but they have sucked. They have been a horrible franchise.
And outside of Barry Sanders, who on that team, who has been the quintessential? You can't talk about the game of the NFL without one person.
Don't you disrespect Herman? Don't you disrespect Herman Moore like that?
I'm sorry, dog.
Don't you disrespect Herman Moore like that?
But
you better relax.
Outside of Barry Sanders, has there ever been a player in Detroit that we've been like, oh damn, he was a game changer?
Right.
Because you put Calvin Johnson on the Raiders.
Train Lane.
You put Calvin Johnson on the Raiders. You put Calvin Johnson on the Arizona Cardinals. You put Night Train Lane.
He said Night Train Lane.
Dick LeBeau.
How old are you?
I am 29 years old.
You put Calvin Johnson on any other team, and he's still going to give you those same numbers.
So why are you arguing if he should be in the Hall of Fame?
Why is it my argument?
You're literally arguing for him to be in the Hall of Fame.
You're building up your argument to knock it.
My argument is, why is the man in the Hall of Fame?
I got it.
The argument
that didn't happen. See, the thing is, everybody keeps going with the what ifs. There is no what ifs. That didn't happen. He's with Detroit, who didn't win a damn thing.
Right. So why is he a first ballot Hall of Famer?
He's a great wide receiver.
You just said it.
Is he a first ballot Hall of Famer? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
But you just said it. You just said it. If he goes to another team, he's putting up those same exact numbers.
He didn't.
But hold on. But that's not my point.
So that's not an argument. That's not an argument. He did not.
But that's not the point.
No. If you're basing on, if you're a Hall of Fame voter, you have to take it on what the actual facts are. The actual facts are he played in Detroit. He was good. He played 7 years.
Played in Detroit.
So I'm going to use your argument against you then.
You can't have an argument because the what if is not an argument.
He's there.
So my thing is he revolutionized the game.
Bro,
the way people had to play against them, they would put 2 defensive backs to guard this man just to stop him from playing.
T.O. and
who's in the Hall of Fame?
Is T.O. a Hall of Famer?
Yes.
Both.
Okay,
yes.
so let me finish. So let me finish. You made your argument. I'm just stating why. I'm just telling you why. When you revolutionize the game where they have to create plays or a way to change the game just to stop one player, it changes it. Yes, he didn't necessarily have the stats, but he also was the type of player that if you go ask any of the Hall of Fame DBs during his era, which top 3 wide receiver are you least wanting to guard or play against? They are telling you Calvin Megatron Johnson.
I got one retort.
Right.
So then you're telling me.
Let me get this real quick, Zach. Let me get this real quick.
Go ahead. I'm going to go after Jeff.
Yeah. So Ken Riley, they changed the rule because of him. They changed an NFL rule because of him. That's the reason. They changed a rule because of Ken Riley. Go look it up. So that's actually an NFL game changer.
So
I'm not arguing against Calvin Riley. I'd have to go look up a little bit more.
Your point is he changed the game. He should be a first ballot Hall of Famer. So did Ken Riley.
I can't argue someone who played in the NFL or argue someone about someone who played in the NFL about 20 years before I was born.
We're talking about impact.
Because I'm like, I mean,
so
it's like
let me ask.
It's like even with Dwight Freeney. They created the chip block in the NFL just for Dwight Freeney.
I agree.
That's where the chip block came from. So I'm just changing. I'm just telling Zach the players that revolutionized the game.
I hear that. I don't think he revolutionized the game at all because Jerry Rice did it before him. Chris Carter did it before him.
I have a question.
Fred Biletnikoff did it before him. There are so many. Let me ask you this: how in the hell are guys like Steve Tasker and guys like
quick question.
Hold on. And guys like Devin Hester not in the Hall of Fame then if they revolutionized the game. Steve Tasker took games over on special teams, and the dude's not in the Hall of Fame. But we got to put Calvin Johnson in there. Bro, why? What did he do? Tasker changed the game.
I do have a question first, real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
You guys are saying that, certain people had rule changes because of them. So do you consider Des Bryant a Hall of Famer?
Ooh, no.
Well, it was a catch, though.
Ooh.
It was a catch.
It was a catch. It was a catch. It was a catch. It was a catch, but I also.
Well, it was a rule change that we all agreed should have changed anyway.
Yeah.
That's all I'm asking. If you're going to put a guy in, and he's a game changer, why is Tasker not in? Because he's arguably the biggest special teams game changer.
I don't even
of Devin Hester.
I don't even know why we're debating. We've all agreed that the Hall of Fame is trash. We've all agreed on this, and we're debating on why certain people are in because it's trash.
Zach, my thing is I'm not arguing for certain guys who shouldn't be in. I'm just arguing why Calvin Johnson is, because there's plenty of people, like I said, Fred Taylor, Corey Dillon, Dwight Freeney, Robert Mathis. These are all guys. Reggie Wayne. There are plenty of guys that I think should be in the Hall of Fame. It's just when you start saying certain names, like Matt just asked about Des Bryant, I would say no. If somebody said, when people sit here and say
no,
Matt Ryan is a Hall of Famer. No, I don't think he is. No. Phillip Rivers, people say he's a Hall of Famer. I don't think he is. People say plenty of other people, and it's just certain times where I'm just like, well, what did you do to really change the game? It's like I don't really
put Aaron Hernandez in the Hall of Fame.
Oh God!
And I'll go one step further too.
He's a Hall of Fame Gator, man. My guy.
He's with them Gators now, boy.
Because fucking Calvin, man, not only did he change the game, I mean, for the entirety of this man's career, he was the best player in his position. I think that alone, even if it was only a 7-year span, that's enough criteria to get you in. The dude was the best in the game for that entire period. So
I'll put it this way: you got to have numbers. All right, and this might be for Megatron. You got to have numbers, and you got to have a game. If you have numbers, you have a game-changing thing. If you have that, Ken Riley should have been number one. So should Megatron. If you're going with that criteria, doesn't matter how long you play. My whole argument when everybody puts Megatron in, I'm like, where the fuck is why do I think Ken Riley had to die to get in the damn thing? As a Bengals fan, that's what pisses me off. I don't want Ken Anderson to die and then he gets in. I don't want Corey Dillon to pass away and then get in.
Who was the receiver that just got in? It took him like 30 years to get in.
I don't know. I stopped watching Hall of Fame weekend.
Art Monk got in, but I'm aging myself.
God damn it! What was his name?
Oh, this year?
The Dallas Cowboys receiver.
Drew Pearson. Oh God,
Drew Pearson, who just got in and had to wait like 30 years.
Drew Pearson got in because he bitched at the NFL draft. That's the reason Drew Pearson got in, and he's a Cowboy. That's the only reason Drew Pearson does not deserve to be in.
Hey, then I guess I'm gonna start telling everybody else they should start bitching to get in.
Yeah, exactly.
People that need to go get in.
Hey, it's like Corey Dillon told me. He goes, "The squeaky wheel gets the grease." You got to bitch about it. Like you got to be the asshole to get into the damn thing because nobody's listening. And that's what. And props to Drew Pearson. He had the stage. He got in there and he cried about not getting in. And he got in.
When's McAfee getting in? He's a rock star as a kicker. McAfee's not in the Hall of Fame. He won't get in the Hall of Fame.
No, he might be. He might be.
He should. He should. To be completely honest, because because I can tell you right now, like everybody's talking about, if there's one guy that you can't not talk about, if you talk about the NFL, Pat McAfee is one of them. And you're not even just hold on. I'm not even talking about just Colts fans, man, because Trev can probably vouch for this. Being in the Army, right? We've met hundreds of people. And almost anyone who's been a football fan, first person they're going to say when you say you're a Colts fan is they're going to talk about Pat McAfee. Yeah, they don't go to Peyton. They don't go to Peyton.
Nothing to do with his punting ability.
No. Hold on. No, that's not true because almost every person that's talked to me about Pat McAfee remembers how good he was.
He was solid as a punter, but his best year was his last year.
He's arguably one of the best punters ever
all time.
There was a time where Pat McAfee was the best player on the Colts.
I'm going to disagree with y'all on this.
You're wrong,
really?
He's a punter.
You're wrong.
Well, Pat McAfee, personally, he doesn't even belong. He belongs in the Hall of Fame.
There's no way he's in the Hall.
He doesn't. He said he didn't play long enough. But I think that if there was
a Hall of Fame, I know that.
I think there's 3.
Shane Leckler.
Hold on. There's 3 punters in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I thought there was 3.
And we'll just go. We'll go with that. And you think Pat McAfee is one of them?
So let me say why. No, punters don't get in.
No, they don't because they're punters.
Let me say.
Good.
If we put punters in, McAfee's in that conversation because he's in that same aura.
No, we know he's not going to be in.
He's probably
I just never heard this argument ever.
If we put punters in,
bro,
I would have never thought to bring it up until someone asked in the comments.
Listen, I love you all. We're all like Colts fans, but like McAfee in the Hall of Fame is a joke.
All right, you know
that dude had 2 good years.
You go keep choking.
I love Pat McAfee's show. I watch it every day. I love his show. Hall of Fame.
Listen.
2 good years.
I know probably all you guys played. The only thing I could do in football was special teams. So as a special teams advocate, all right, this man was the best punter in the game while he played. Like I said earlier about Calvin, if you were the number 1 in your position for your entire period of playing, which he arguably was, it's at least worth the conversation. I don't think punters get in the Hall of Fame. I'm not saying all that, but if we're putting him in there, McAfee's in there.
The next special teamer in is Vinatieri, and then after Vinatieri is Justin Tucker.
Way before
Tasker.
I would love Tasker to get in, but I don't think
Tasker should be getting in before. Vinatieri will get in before Tasker, but Tasker should get in before Vinatieri.
Devin Hester.
Yeah, Devin Hester.
That's the next Hall of Famer. That's the next special teamer.
That's the thing, guys. With NFL changing the kickoff rules, or the punt rules, we're not going to have these guys anymore. There's not going to be a Devin Hester. There's not going to be. These guys aren't going to exist. It's going to be like Pat McAfee says. It's going to be a fair catch on the kickoff. I mean, that's the way. Football's going. These guys aren't, which sucks, because. That was cool. I mean, watching these guys try to return the kick, that was awesome. It was a fun part, but that part is going to go away.
So I knew special teams was getting bad when they made it to where the kicking team doesn't even get the run start anymore.
Right.
They got to wait till the ball's kicked and then they can move. And I'm like that. When I played football and I was on kickoff team as a linebacker, they always put on it. That was one of my favorite things. If I timed that thing perfectly, yeah, bro.
I mean,
kickoff was one of my favorite parts of football.
Right.
That was something like
not as a return man. Not as a return man.
I wasn't a return man.
I was never a return man, so I don't have to worry about that.
Nope. Yeah.
I was definitely a return man. Oh,
you would have hated me. You would have hated me.
No, you would have hated me.
Nah.
I remember I had an entire crowd chanting my number. They didn't even know who I was.
We got to see it. We got to run it.
It was number 4. So I went to one school my freshman year. I switched schools my sophomore year. And what was it? I didn't know the playbook and everything yet. I knew a few plays. They put me in on kick return. Boom. Touchdown. 80 yards. First time touching the ball. What was it? Same game. I want to say it was a 3-and-out, like maybe 2 series later.
Oh, hold on. There's everybody falling out, huh?
60-yard punt return. Boom. Take it back. They yelling into the coach on the field because we getting our ass whooped, and our only 2 touchdowns is my returns. And they put number 4 in. My coach is on the sideline yelling back at the crowd. He doesn't know the plays yet. He just got here. I was electric on the return game. Electric.
That's fire, bro.
Not if you played against me, you wouldn't have been.
Dante Hall.
We gotta see it. Y'all gotta line up on each other.
Nah, I can't run no more. I run full speed. I'm popping a hamstring.
I can't run no more.
I'm popping a hamstring.
I'm retired.
Yeah, bro, I've already had ACL surgery. All right, I'm good.
Do a walkthrough of it. We'll get it.
Yeah, we can do a jog session.
There you go.
Hey man, I'll give you a hug at the 40.
I'll pay to see it, man.
I'd be happy if I made it to the 40. I might be drinking
a
long
40. Way down there.
I might be drinking a 40 while I'm going to the 40.
He like, all right, yeah, y'all got it. I'm gonna get a water break.
I'm all-time QB, man.
Man, just going back to the special teams bit a little bit though, like I hate how they've changed the rules because that was something that you had to plan for, man. Like Colts playing the Bears, we had to plan for fucking Devin Hester's going to run that motherfucker back.
No, we didn't. We kicked to him anyway.
We kicked it off once. No, hold on. If you remember correctly, we kicked it off once. And the rest of the time we squid kicked that shit. And that one time he returned it back.
You had to just kick to him.
You just kicked it to him anyway. He took it.
Yeah, they had to adjust because otherwise Bears would have won by just Hester pulling the DeMarco and just running it back.
Hester was the only offense the Bears had that year.
It was.
They won that. They beat teams.
Rex Grossman's a Hall of Famer.
Sexy Rexy was their quarterback. Bloomington, Indiana's finest.
He took him to a Super Bowl. He's a Hall of Famer.
Took him to a sign.
He didn't win.
Bears fans miss him.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I think that was the only Super Bowl that I seen where they didn't actually advertise it as like quarterback versus quarterback.
Yeah,
it was Peyton versus Urlacher.
Yeah.
Hey, Bears fans miss Jim McMahon. That was my dude back in the day.
Color,
the punky QB. Hell yeah,
you might miss him too.
Well, he's also from Indiana. Bears fans own. Yeah, Jay Cutler. He's from Indiana. Rex Grossman.
He looked like he was raised in meth head.
I mean, certainly a possibility, bro. Certainly a possibility.
Oh shit!
Hey,
speaking of special teams, the Colts special teams unit as a whole is actually pretty damn good. Jeff, how you feeling about the Bengals special teams unit?
Actually,
I know you guys got my guy Money McPherson. You got
Money Mac, baby. Yeah, we actually played better this year. We got speaking of punt returners, we got Chuck Sizzle, Charlie Jones from we drafted Purdue. That was his last year, but yeah, I mean he took one back. He got injured. Yeah, our special teams has been better. Our punter Brad Robinson has been hit or miss because we drafted him. Thinking he was going to be a consistent punter, and he hasn't. So if he doesn't really step up in the last, like, what we got 4 games left. Yeah. If you don't step up, we might be drafting another punter here in the offseason. But yeah, I mean, actually,
Chrisman,
huh?
I thought you guys had Dan Chrisman or whatever it was, a punter.
No. We let him go. Brad Robinson took his job from him.
Fair enough.
Yeah, Christian's doing DoorDash now.
Oh, he's a street free agent.
Hey, Titans are about to call him.
Titans
are about to call him up.
I'm not trying to air him out. He's doing DoorDash for charity or whatever. But yeah, he's doing it. He's
might go full time.
Go from working on Sundays to working every day.
Right, exactly. Yeah, he might be one of us now.
Hey, go get Ken Hubler, Mr. Cincinnati, like high school, college, professional.
Oh, dude, we had him. He can't do it anymore.
He can't kick no more. His legs like noodle.
His leg's done. That's the reason we drafted Drew Crispin, and that's the reason we drafted Brad Robinson, because Huber was a great punter. He was awesome. I mean, he was one of the best punters we've had. But I mean, we had him for what, 10 years, 15 years, something like that.
Forever.
Yeah, he's the University of Cincinnati Bearcat, so he's from Cincinnati, went to UC. I mean,
the Moeller kid went to high school in Cincinnati.
Yeah, exactly. He was awesome.
Dude, I think it's one of those things that, like, when you have a good one, you almost don't appreciate it enough until you have a shitty one, and then you're like, oh man, like you didn't know what you had until it was gone.
Yeah, and then Bengals fans like, oh, bring him back. I'm like, we can't bring him back. He's not any better.
Like if we still had Hot Rod, we wouldn't have won 7 games this year.
Yeah, man.
No.
Matt Gay has been a game changer.
No, we would have lost that Baltimore game.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
I think we would have lost that game. We would have lost that game 20-9.
Yeah, I think we win tomorrow's game on Matt Gay. For real. I really think it's going to come down to a field goal, bro.
Zach, I'm with you. I'm not you guys are going to win, but I think it's coming down to a field goal.
I think it's going to be like 15-9.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah.
It's going to be disgusting because it's either going to be a really good defensive
I'll be at the game, so it'll be all right.
And we thought that same thing. We thought that same thing about the Browns game, and then
multiple times,
50, almost 40 points each.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the refs fucked us on that, but like,
hey, the refs have fucked up.
No, I'm not talking about the refs fucking up. I'm talking about still putting up almost 40 when we thought it was going to be a freaking 6 to 8 game.
Yeah. There's only been one game that was ugly this year, and that was really New England.
Yeah.
That's an interesting topic here. I'd like to get you guys' thoughts on this of the NFL refs this year.
Trash.
I think they've sucked. I think the MLB refs have sucked too. But
even last week we were watching the game. I was like, bro, we got away with a shit ton.
I mean, I'm for. I don't know if it's going to help, but I'm for getting full-time NFL refs, and you guys
absolutely
learning how to fucking make a call.
It'll never happen because sports betting won't allow it because they lose a ton of money. And sports betting is a new mafia.
Yeah,
but
I personally believe the refs are better this year than they were last year. I think last year was absolutely garbage. I mean,
it's not egregious this year like it was last year.
Even when they tried to put in the reviews for like pass interference and shit like that, it was still terrible, and they could literally go review calls. So
and they still get it wrong. And they still get it fucking wrong.
Exactly. So I thought last year was far worse. This year, I mean, obviously it's going to be bad. I think the worst game this year was the Texans and the Jaguars just like 2 weeks ago. It was one of the worst call games ever. So, I mean, I think they definitely should have full-time referees. I really feel like referees shouldn't be working the NFL and then going to teach their college class.
They're the only professional team that does not have full-time officials.
It's arguably the biggest league definitely the biggest league in America, but arguably the biggest in the world.
Okay,
I think we don't have fucking.
I think NFL referees. I think it should be like jury duty. You get a letter in the fucking mail. You need to be a referee of this game.
You're in,
dude. Learn the rules.
Whether you like it or not, you're in.
Hey, I'll do it.
Man.
So, hey, can I ask you guys a question? Since everybody does not,
why do the Colts always win when Matt's is the ref?
So, how did you guys all get on the show? Since not everybody from Indianapolis, how did this happen?
Okay, all right. So I'll explain that because it was about what would we say about 3-4 years ago? Yeah, 2019.
March, April, 2020.
It was it was 2020 timeframe. So me, Trev, and a couple other guys got tired of being in certain Colts groups that were just a bunch of crybabies and wanted to, pick up every free agent known to man and whatever. And people were trashing each other and everything. So we went and created our own Facebook group, called it For the Shoe. And then I went on a show called From the Couch, and they're a sports show. I went on that show one night to talk about the Colts, and then I had the idea of just starting a show. So I went back to Trev and Rob. I couldn't think of his name. Yeah, so it was me, Trev, and Rob at first, and I was like, "You guys just want to do a show, man? Right. You guys just want to start our own show." So we just kind of came on every Saturday just talking shit, and then we brought I don't remember the order of it anymore. I think it was Zach first or something. I can't remember. Or Damon.
It's Damon.
Our friend Andy was on here for a little bit.
Yeah,
we brought Zach, DeMarco,
and then
that came later. They had stopped for I want to say like a year or two.
Yeah.
So
I got deployed. He was busy.
So it ended up being
a different chat with Matt, and I kept saying, "Oh, I'd love to be on a podcast." And he thought
so it ended up being. it ended up being me, Trev, Zach, Damon, and Rob. And then life started to happen because COVID started to go away a little bit, and everybody got busy and work started happening.
They actually got their lives back.
Yeah. But then they kept begging for us to bring it back, and we were just trying to find the time. And then Andy said he didn't want to come back. And then DeMarco, me and him have been talking for years about the Colts. And I was like, let's bring DeMarco on because DeMarco is one of the most knowledgeable people I know. So we brought DeMarco on, and then we rebranded instead of being called For the Shoe, because we were For the Shoe at first, but then the Colts actually started using that a lot. And I was like, okay,
we make our own thing.
We can't have that because they might sue me, and I don't have the money to pay someone like that.
Right.
So we rebranded everything, went with Kicking with the Crew, and then, redid the logo and everything. And
that's cool. Yeah.
So we all just kind of met on Facebook.
That's awesome, dude. That's the way kind of, well, I mean, my show, I was in radio, and hell, you guys weren't even alive then, 1994. And
I was too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Thanks, Zach. Yeah, like, so Vanilla Ice was big, and I worked on a urban radio station here in Cincinnati called 100.9 The Wiz, and I did a sports report. My face is red, and Vanilla Ice is big, so they started calling me Strawberry Ice. So I had that for a summer, then I got married and didn't do the radio thing anymore. My son started bugging me because I kept talking about it. Like I kept talking sports all the time. Yeah. He said, why don't you just do a YouTube show? Because he had already started one, doing roller coasters or whatever. I said, dude, no one's going to listen to me, right? What are you talking about? He goes, just do it. I'm like, all right, fine. So I hit record on my phone one time in the kitchen. I started talking, and I put it up there. And that was almost 6 years ago. It'll be 6 years ago in January. So I started doing it, and yeah. So I mean, it's dude, I have an absolute blast. Like, I unfortunately on my channel I got demonetized because I used something. I don't know what the hell I used that I'm not supposed to. I'm not sure, but anyway, I don't make any money on it anyway. But it's been an absolute blast, and I love doing this. And this has been so much fun talking to you guys. Yeah, this is cool. I mean, me and DeMarco got into it, but I mean, this is what I like though.
That's what we do.
It's like we talk and we can kind of get heated or whatever, but we're still cool. Like we're not,
right.
It's just sports, man.
I mean,
whenever Zach's first episode, he joined the show. I mean,
I pissed Matt off.
Him and Matt.
Zach, I can see that. I can see you doing that.
I mean, I try to keep things pretty light, but it was about left tackle because I was like, we had Anthony.
We were debating. The debate was whether if we should draft a left tackle or a corner.
And I said, draft a left tackle because Costanzo's going to retire. And Matt was all like, you're blind, blah, 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 blah. And then like 2 years later, Costanzo retired. And I was all like, maybe we should have drafted a left tackle.
There was legit a
pause.
But
we still needed corner.
There was
still need a corner.
Don't start it again.
No, we got
ding. Round 2. Let's go.
And look at us now. No corners.
Yeah, no corners.
Jeff, I appreciate you asking that, man.
I've enjoyed this. This has been a lot of fun. I appreciate you guys having me on, man.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. It was dope having you.
I ain't leaving unless you guys leave. I'm just saying I like hanging out with you.
Oh, no, yeah.
I might leave here in a minute because we keep trying to get the baby to go to sleep, and I keep getting loud, and I keep waking the baby up.
Yeah, why are you loud? Who is loud? I am a very quiet person. What are you talking about?
God, I can smell the Ohio in your voice. All right.
Woo!
No, I am going to get off here though because I got to work in the morning. So y'all.
All right, before you wrap, what's your prediction? Colts Bengals.
I'm going Indianapolis 27-24.
All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna give mine too because I'm about to get off here too.
Peace out, Zach. Appreciate you coming on.
I'm gonna give my prediction too because I'm gonna get off. I'm gonna go 41-2.
Oh shit!
So they get a safety?
Yeah, they get a safety. You know, Gardner's got to fuck it up somewhere.
Damn.
I'm just kidding. Shit. I actually think it's gonna be 38-35. I think it's gonna be high scoring.
Oh wow.
Jake Browning goes crazy again.
I think it is, and I think Gardner's going to keep up though.
It'd be fun to watch. Shit, I'll take it.
I'll see y'all later.
See y'all.
All right, Matt. What you got, Jeff?
I got 27-24 Bengals.
Get him out of here. Get him out of here.
I think I think it's coming down. It's gonna be a close game. I think it's coming down to the kickers. I think Money Mac shooter is gonna hit one at the end again. I mean, hell, I don't know. You guys could win by 3 points. Who knows? It's gonna be a close game. It's gonna be fun. Either way, that's all I care about. As long as it's a fun game, competitive game, we're gonna have a good time.
Dude, and this game has so many question marks. So we talked about earlier when we were talking about the matchups. It's like you really don't know what you're getting from either team right now. So if nothing else, Colts fans, Bengals fans, it'll be a fun game to watch. I'm going Colts, obviously, but I'm going to say like 24-21, something like that. I think both teams score fairly well, but I expect our defense to sort of lock down in the late third, fourth quarter. Hopefully.
Hey, Jeff, what's the weather supposed to look like for tomorrow's game?
Actually, they said it was supposed to be rainy, but it looks like it's going to be clear. So we might have a nice because what they said is going to be rainy for the tailgate and then clear for the game. I say it might be clear the whole time, which I don't know if it's raining out here now or not. I can't tell. I don't think it is.
Get a little Midwest shootout.
I'm blown out of here, but it should be. It's going to be cold, but not today. It's Ohio. Ohio weather is like Indianapolis. It changes, every 5 minutes. So, sweet.
For sure. Damon, what you got?
I'm gonna go 23-17 Indy. Colts keys to the game because I wasn't on. Pass rush.
Yeah, how you doing, Stokely? Nice to see you. Nice to meet you. How you doing, buddy?
Yeah, he hopped in late. This is Damon.
Good. Hopped in late.
This is Damon. Okay, you guys kept talking about Damon. I'm like, I see Stokely.
Who the hell was that?
Who's Damon? All right. What's up, David?
Brandon Stokely.
That was
the receiver for the Colts.
That's how I was. That's how I was in high school.
I got you. A legend in your own mind. I got you.
it's like, hey, if you ask DeMarco, he says he's Dante Hall. But
it was prime time. It was prime time. I was doing the high step. I had the kids mad.
Dude, I love prime time.
Kids turned to the refs. Hey, ref, ain't that unsportsmanlike? He high stepping through the end zone.
Dude, exactly. I forgot in the back of his jersey said he hate me.
Yeah. XFL. Damn, how old are you, Stokely? Damn.
But no, I got 23-17. I know I probably wasn't here for keys to the game. It's got to be pass rush. Jake Bryan did look sharp, but I think those backup quarterbacks have won those games all the time. I'm be honest. They have those coming out games where they come out, they throw 300 yards, 4 touchdowns. We've seen it because we've had our fair share of backup quarterbacks, but we'll see if that train stops there for him or if he keeps the momentum going, which as a Bengals fan, I'm sure you hope it keeps going. But I want to see good pass rush from us on our end. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. It probably will be pretty close.
What's our sack total, Damon?
I'm going to give us 3 tomorrow. I'm going to give us 3, and I'm going to give 2 to my man Samson Ebukam, and I'm gonna go 1 for Big Grove. I think Big Grove's gonna have a good coming out party. Truthfully, with him coming back.
How many you give for Trey Henderson?
Well,
I do think he'll get 1. But I'll tell you why.
I think he might.
But let me tell you why. It's not bad O-line play because our O-line has been good. It's because Gardner watches Tavon Austin highlights before the game, and he wants to dance around back there instead of just getting the fucking ball out. So he's going to be back there trying to make a highlight play, and they probably get 1.
But you know what? It's that Carson Wentz syndrome where you hate it when it's failing, but you love it when he gets out of the way.
When it works.
He throws it 30 yards on the field on a pin, and you're like, he didn't have to do all that.
Yeah,
he had to do all that.
Yeah. He's a hard attack to watch, man. But I mean, I love the guy, but Jesus Christ, just get the fucking ball out.
So I got a question for you guys. Would you want to come on my show sometime next week? I do it live every day at 5:30. Can you guys find a time sometime next week to jump on?
Summarize the game and everything. I'll be down for that, man. We'll definitely have to set it up.
Like Tuesday?
Maybe.
I wouldn't be able to. I get off of work around that time, so I probably wouldn't even get home until well after 5:30.
I bet Zach or Matt would be game probably.
All right. Well, I'll reach out to Joey, and then we'll try to get a couple of guys on
for sure
Tuesday.
For sure we can do that would definitely be fun to do.
Yeah.
As for me, my prediction is gonna be 26-21 to the Colts. I actually had the Bengals winning this game before the matchup before the Jags.
Me too.
And after seeing Jake Browning go crazy the way he did, I think he just comes back down to earth this week, and that's why I had changed my pick. So 26.
Sounds good, dude. I wish I would have known you guys sooner. We could have like done some kind of bet or something. I had to buy a Coach jersey or Bengals jersey or something. But
hey,
I gotta. We got to get all your ats. We're on everything as far as social medias, kicking with the crew.
Yeah,
get all that stuff.
I will definitely get with Joey. I will definitely follow you guys, and we'll do this again sometime. This has been a lot of fun.
Hey, Jeff, I'll tell you what, man.
We got a lot of time in the off season.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You got to reconnect around draft time, free agency time.
Hell yeah, we do a big draft show. So yeah.
If you guys win, I promise I will wear a Joe Burrow jersey. Now it might be an LSU Joe Burrow jersey.
Hey,
and I'll wear it.
That works. I'll take it.
Now, granted, I'd probably wear it anyways.
I want a picture of it. You gotta tag me.
I'll wear it on the show, bro. I'm about to say I already do half the time. I got my Burrow jersey on. So
strawberry ice. So you gotta put that on there. That's my
I had a Cedric Benson jersey. For a little while. Because y'all got to think though, he's a huge Texas boy. Not only was like the best like Texas high school running back ever, he was also like one of the best. Y'all know he actually had a better. Nah, I'm not gonna go there with it. He actually statistically was damn near better than Ricky Williams in college, and people didn't even know that.
Yep,
that's legitimately how good he was. That
was one of my favorite running backs on Madden back in the day.
Rest in peace, by the way. Rest in peace, Cedric Benson. Dog.
He was a beast.
All right, I gotta jump off. I appreciate you. You had me on.
Yes, sir.
Anybody for Colts fans, you want to follow me on Sports Strawberry Ice? I do a show every day, live at 5:30. It's called Sports Strawberry Ice. My face is red because, well, I've been drinking, so my face is red. Anyway, these guys are awesome. I appreciate you guys having me on.
Appreciate you for coming on.
Hey, we got to do this again. This has been a lot of fun.
All right, Jeff. Appreciate you, man.
All right, boys. See you, man.
See you, man.
All right. Later. And as for everybody, appreciate everybody coming on. My boys on here. Shout out to Matt, Zach, who already jumped off, Trev, Damon. Appreciate you for coming in late. And appreciate you guys taking the time to make it on either way. Appreciate everybody in the comments tonight. Sorry we didn't all get to you guys. We wanted to try and highlight our guests. So we do definitely appreciate you guys chiming in and putting in some comments there. But we're going to call it a night. Appreciate everybody. Check us out. Follow us on everything. Instagram, YouTube. Subscribe and follow Twitter, Facebook. We're on all that stuff at Kicking with the Crew.
Yes, sir.
Let's go Colts. Let's get it up tomorrow.
Second down, he fakes the Taylor, fires over the middle, completes. Pittman